Being lazy is not cute. It's never been cute. It never will be cute. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For anybody new here, then my name is Rianne, and if you're not new, then welcome back. Today's video, as you would have seen from the title, is about how to exit your lazy girl era. You see, when you're just in a rut and you're just not really doing much because you're stuck, you don't know what you're meant to be doing, and you're demotivated and stressed out about it, and as a result you just become lazy. If that sounds like you, or you're in a place similar to that, then this video is for you. Of course, I've got my iPad here. Whenever I'm doing a chit chat video, I have notes on my iPad, so I'm going to share some tips with you guys which have just helped me to be more productive when I've been feeling lazy. Because we're in March now, the clocks are about to go forward, so it's going to be a lot brighter outside for a lot longer, and we're coming to the end of Q1 as well, so now is the perfect time to learn how to get out of your lazy girl era and start making things happen. If you have followed me on TikTok, then you would have seen that I've been talking about this topic a lot recently, and that's just because I was in a rut literally a couple weeks ago where I was doing a whole load of nothing. I was getting nothing done, and these are just the ways that I managed to get myself out of that place and how I managed to be more productive with my time when I was really feeling like doing nothing. Number one, you want to set app limits on your phone. If you're trying to be more productive, set some limits on your phone. A lot of the time we think that we're just being lazy because we're tired or just exhausted, but that's really not the case. The problem is that phone. I know that growing up, a lot of us were probably told, because I know I was told by my mum and my dad that it's that phone. Your leg is hurting, it's that phone. You have a headache, it's that phone. I never used to believe it, but it took me 21 years to realize the problem really is that phone. Especially because our generation is so heavily wrapped up in social media that you will find yourself scrolling all day, involved in other people's lives so much to the point that you have nothing going on in your own. There is no reason for you to be so caught up and invested in what other people have got going on to the point where you've got nothing going on for yourself. Do you know how insane that is? I actually used to do this too, but I'd use social media as a distraction from the things that I was meant to be doing, just because a lot of the time the stuff that we're meant to do, they're not actually that enjoyable, and social media will provide you with instant gratification, so it seems like the easier option at the time. But making a habit out of that is not doing any good. It's doing way more harm than good. Don't forget, social media is just an endless source of dopamine, so naturally you're going to want to do that because it's going to make you happy a lot faster. I want to say that when I was in this rut a couple of weeks ago, the main issue with social media because I was spending all my time scrolling. So what I ended up doing instead was setting app limits on my phone for Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat. So the limit that I've now got on my phone is I have 2 hours every day to spend across these social media apps, 120 minutes on social media a day. When I first started this, 2 hours felt like nothing, but I asked my grandma if she could set a password on my phone. Now I can't even change that restriction even if I wanted to. I told my grandma, don't give me the password under any circumstance. Whatever apps distract you the most on your phone, ask a family member or a friend to set a password on your phone so that you're restricted to a certain amount of time on these apps. So what these app limits are going to do for you, they're just going to force you to spend your time more responsibly, because even when you have 120 minutes now, you're not going to spend that on the shade borough catching up with gossip, are you? And if you are, that's a whole different problem. That is a different issue for another day, but you're not going to spend the time the way that you normally would just scrolling aimlessly. I know I don't anymore. Like when I'm on social media, I use that 2 hours very effectively. Imagine it's 5 p.m. yeah, and you're locked out of Instagram, you're locked out of TikTok, and you're locked out of Snapchat. What are you gonna do with your time? I started reading again. That's something that I started a while ago, but then I stopped, and now I've picked up my books again and I'm back being a bookworm. You can never go wrong with reading some books. You might go on a walk, you might invest in learning a new skill. But the point is, because you've taken this social media addiction into your own hands and you limited the amount of time you have on social media, you're back in control of what you do with your time. And I think what a lot of people forget is that time is currency. What you do with your time, like you're investing your time in something. If you're gonna aimlessly scroll all day, you're wasting time. And make sure whatever friend or family member you ask to set that password on your phone, make sure that they will not give you that password under any circumstance. I told my grandma when she set that password on my phone, even if I cry, even if I beg, ignore me. If I'm crying, rolling on the floor, step over me. Whoever sets that password on your phone, let them set it and you just leave it at that. Once your 2 hours is up or your half an hour, once that is up, find something else to do with your time. The second thing you want to do to exit your lazy girl era is clean your room. Because even me personally, I mess up my room every day, but I clean it every day. I promise if I go to bed and my room is messy and I wake up amongst mess, that day I'm doing nothing. If I wake up a mess, I know I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna lay in bed, scroll on TikTok. I'm not getting out of bed on that day. So from the jump, you wanna be cleaning your room before you go to bed so that you can wake up with a fresh start. I feel like everyone has heard this before. A clear space is a clear mind. Your room is a reflection of your mental health, and your mental health is a reflection of your room. They just go hand in hand together. And another reason you wanna keep a clean environment is because whenever you are in mess, if you're surrounded by mess, simple tasks become difficult. Say for example, you want to cook a healthy meal for yourself and you go in the kitchen, there's dishes in the sink, everywhere is a mess. I'm walking out of that kitchen and I'm ordering some Uber Eats and I'm going to eat some junk food that I was not supposed to eat. If I want to go to the gym, but I can't find my gym sets because they're just buried somewhere in my room amongst all the mess that's going on, I'm just not gonna go to the gym anymore. So you're making simple tasks, things that could have been very easy, you're making it difficult because you're surrounded by mess. So if you're like me and you mess up your room every single day when you're looking for outfits, you're doing your makeup or whatever it is, that's fine. Just make sure that you're cleaning your room every day as well. But if that sounds like too much for you, just make sure that when you're moving things in your room, you put them back where you found them. And that way your room will always be clean. Whatever works best for you, that's fine, but just make sure that you're waking up in a clean space every day and you're going to bed in a clean space every day. The third thing that you want to do to exit your lazy girl era is buy a whiteboard. In fact, let me actually move my head. I have a whiteboard over there in my room. I bought it on Amazon and I'll just put the details and everything in the description box. What you're gonna do is you're gonna write out your goals for the month on this whiteboard and you're gonna leave it somewhere visible in your room. You're not just gonna put it in the corner where no one's gonna see it. You need to see this when you wake up. You need to see this when you go to bed. You need to see this every time you are in your room. I feel like a lot of the time we set goals and then we just kind of forget about them as the month goes on. But when you've got them visible in your room and you're tracking your progress in real time, it's really hard to forget what your goals are for the month. Having that whiteboard keeps me constantly aware of what I have done and what I haven't done, what I'm doing good and what I need to do better with. My whiteboard has a lot about the gym on it because I used to hate going to the gym. I talk about this all the time, but you could not pay me to be in the gym at one point. So a lot of my whiteboard stuff is about me going to the gym. So every day I will tick off if I've gone to the gym on that day, and that's just what keeps me in check. When you put that whiteboard up in your room and you've got your goals laid out in front of you every day, you're improving your self-awareness because you know where you've been disciplined and you know where you've been slacking off. You will just know what you're doing and where you need to do better. Plus, having your goals laid out in front of you actually eliminates the stress of figuring out what your next steps need to be. If you're ever sitting down just thinking, oh, I don't know what I should do, and you're overthinking it to the point where you end up doing nothing, the whiteboard will eliminate that because you should never be bored when you've got goals to be hitting. Your goals are right there on the whiteboard and you're looking for something to do. Go do something that was on the whiteboard. These are the conversations I have with myself in my head where I will just be bored and then I look at my whiteboard and I'm thinking, oh, I haven't gone to the gym today. Why are you bored then? This is the dialogue that goes on in my head behind the scenes. So get a whiteboard. Like, it has helped me so much. I've told all my friends to get one and I'm telling you guys now, get a whiteboard for your room. Get some cute pens as well. Get all different colors to make it fun, but make sure you've got your goals out in front of you. I have 5 points for today's video. We're on number 4 now. And that is starting your day with what you want to do the least. Now, let me break that down for you. Whatever you don't want to do, say you've got a to-do list, your least favorite thing on that list, you're gonna do that first. The reason we're gonna do our least favorite task first is because at the start of the day, that's when your decision making and your self-control abilities are strongest. So whatever task you are not looking forward to, you want to use your peak willpower then at the start of the day to just get that out of the way. You know, the tasks that you are not looking forward to, you just want to knock those out straight away so you don't have to think about that for the rest of the day. What that means for me is I have to go to the gym in the morning. I don't really want to go to the gym. Like, I wish I wanted to sometimes, but on the most part, I'll be so real. When I'm in the gym, I don't want to be there, which is why I'm not an evening gym person. When I say I'm gonna go to the gym in the evening, I never end up going. But if I wake up with the intention of, okay, the first thing I'm doing today is going to the gym, I make it happen. I feel like I'm one of those girls where I started going to the gym and made that my whole personality, but I still love that for me. We spoke about this as well in my last chit chat video, where when you knock out small challenges, it builds momentum. So what you get done in the morning, that's just building momentum for the rest of the day. Imagine you've taken your least enjoyable task, you've done that first. Everything else on the list seems easy now, doesn't it? Because you've done the thing you didn't want to do. Plus, it actually reduces your anxiety too, because when you have something that you don't want to do and you're thinking about it all day, you're just building stress and anxiety in your system. And you just don't really need that. So just get it done in the morning, call it a day and you're good. Do whatever you want with the rest of your day. When I tell you this has helped me so much, and I think I say this after every point, but that has really helped me because now I don't have to carry the burden of thinking about something that I don't want to do throughout my day. I just do it in the morning and then I have the rest of the day to do whatever I please. Anyway, this is our last tip for today on how to exit your lazy girl era, and that is don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone goes through phases where they're demotivated. Everybody gets stressed and overwhelmed sometimes. Everyone goes through these phases where nothing is really going on and you just don't want to do anything either, and that's fine. But what isn't fine is staying there. You are not allowed to stay in that place where you're getting nothing done. It's like a pit stop. You're not meant to stay there. You're just meant to stop off. You can kind of relax for a little bit, get yourself together. You're not meant to stay there. That was not your destination. You're meant to keep going. So just see it as a little pit stop for you to just kind of get yourself together again and relax and then get up out of there. You're not going to stay in your lazy girl era. It's just a phase. It's time to get up and start making things happen. Me personally, I can't go from 0 to 100. I cannot just go from lazy girl era all the way to productive babe 24/7 and maintain that. For me, that's just not realistic. I've tried it and it just doesn't ever work. I have to ease my way into this new routine. Sometimes I get it wrong and then sometimes it goes right, but it's just about being consistent with it because it won't be wrong forever. But at the same time, some people could just jump straight in the deep end and they'll be fine. They'll keep productive. They'll stay at that same level of productivity. But it's okay for you to not get it right the first time. If it makes you feel any better, I never get it right the first time. I always have to make little tweaks and changes to my routines. And even now, my routine is not perfect. Like, I haven't got a solid routine in place. Just don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself some grace. Like, the last thing that you want to do when you're going through a lazy girl era is to demonize yourself. You're not a bad person just because you don't get it right the first time. And always give yourself props. Like, if you need to buy yourself a little gift as a reward or something, then you do that, because even clicking on this video to find out how to get out of your lazy girl era, that's a step in the right direction, and that's what it's all about. Like, we're trying to move forward. We don't want to move backwards or stay in the same place. So that brings us to the end of our chit chat, and I hope that you guys found this helpful and that you're just able to apply some of these tips in your everyday life. If you haven't already, check out the How to Build Confidence video, and also follow me on TikTok as well to see me implementing all of these tips in real life, because I do mini vlogs, I do chit chat videos, and I do tutorials on there as well. I'm quite active on TikTok, so follow me there at It's Just Ree, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I think as we speak, we are currently at 912 subscribers, something around there, and we are on the road to 1,000. This is our first 1,000, guys. Super exciting. So just make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share it with anyone that you think could need this video, family, friends, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.